Hi everyone, Elena here, and I'm here to film my BookTube-A-Thon Wrap Up. The last day of BookTube-A-Thon was yesterday, so yeah, this is my second time ever participating in BookTube-A-Thon. Last year I did it, I read 4 books and did a couple of the Instagram challenges, and it was before I decided to start a BookTube channel, so I didn't do any videos or anything like that. But this time around, I was in school, which I wasn't last time, so I don't know why I did better this time around, but this time around I'm in university. I have been feeling really sick for a good part of these times. I had a fashion show that I was modeling in, and unfortunately towards the beginning of the week I had gotten an allergic reaction to an insect bite. So there was a lot of stuff that took up my time or prevented me from being motivated to do anything really. But I did every single Instagram challenge, every single YouTube challenge, and every single reading challenge, including to read 7 books in 7 days. I asked my family. Technically I didn't finish the last book until 12:10 or something, but they said it still counts because I was still reading, and technically I don't even count the day over until I go to sleep. But if we're gonna be more technical here, I was waiting until I posted the winner for the last Instagram challenge, and I was like, that is when it'll officially be over. So I finished all of my 7 books, 7 challenges, 7 Instagram challenges, and 7 reading challenges, and I'm going to kind of give a thing of everything that I've read and hold up pictures of the Instagram challenges, and if you like them, you can go. I will be sure to link, to leave my username in the description and to try to remember to link every single challenge video. Yeah, but day 1 came, right? And I did the video challenge of creating a book monster. I will try to remember to link that in the description. And the day 1 Instagram challenge was to draw the rest of a book cover. And for most of you, I don't know if you know me, but I'm trash for the Descendants fandom, the Disney Descendants. So I had recently, well not recently, but last month I read Rise of the Out of the Lost, and then recently I had just seen the second Descendants movie. So I took this picture, and that one actually, day 1 became harder because I actually had to take time to draw this, and then I have a close-up of how it connects to the cover. So we have that. And for the reading that I got done in day 1, I read, for day 1 I read one of the novellas from Tales from Shadowhunter Academy called Nothing But Shadows, and I count it as a book because I've seen people who are just doing strictly graphic novel, TBRs, or stuff like that. It's a novella, you can rate it separately on Goodreads, it's its own book. And it was my favorite novella from this compilation so far that I've read. I loved it so much, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, that novella, and yeah, that was 70 pages long, so I read 70 pages of that day 1, and then 66 pages of The Soldier. But I hadn't finished it yet. This is book 2 in the Free Men series by Kate Aaron. Okay, so that's, got a text. That's it for day 1. Then day 2 rolls around, and I did the challenge, the Say My Name challenge for finding letters to make up the title of your favorite book, and then making the shape of them with books. I did both of those. I will link the video down below. And for the second day Instagram challenge, it was to take a picture of your favorite classic. So this is one of my all-time favorite classics now, since I read it this year. That was The Handmaid's Tale, and I did the thing in what can count as calligraphy for me. And so I did both of those challenges, and as for the reading that I got done, I proceeded to read 127 pages of The Soldier by Kate Aaron. So that was day 2, okay? Okay, now to day 3. Day 3 rolls around. The video challenge was, I can't remember, hang on. Okay, yes, day 3 challenge was movie magic, to act out a scene from one of your favorite books. I did that, link down below, and day 3 Instagram challenge was to take a reflection of your current read, so that's my Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy picture. Now, as for the reading that I got done on day 3, I read another 13 pages of The Soldier, officially finishing it, and I enjoyed it, not as much as the first book in the series, but still pretty close. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read 180 pages of Citrus, which completed it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really cute. By the way, the Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy was completing the challenge of reading a book with a person on the cover, but aside from that, nearly every single book that I read for this BookTube-A-Thon, there was people on the cover, so it could have applied to anything, but that was the book I picked out for that. The Soldier counted as read a book about somebody that's very different from you, and then this one was read a book in a day, which I did do. And then after I finished that one, I read the first story, the first of the 9 short stories in Stone Mattress, which was, well, no, I read half of the first story, which was 22 pages, and yes, that completes day 3. Okay, day 4's challenges I really liked the most, because both the Instagram and the BookTube challenges lined up. They were both to dress up as one of your favorite characters and kind of cosplay as them. So I had this, I kind of did like a whole photo shoot at a church dressed up as Clary. So if you want to look at those pictures, I have those, and I'm planning on posting more later on my Instagram. And I have the video also that I will link down below if I can remember. Then I read another 16 pages of Stone Mattress, finishing the first story in it, and it was good. I liked the writing. The story could have been better. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. And then I read the first 69 pages of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. And that was the end of day 4. Okay, day 5, the BookTube challenge was my favorite one yet, which was to do a class reading list of any class that you chose. I thought that it was the most fun because I've been kind of into the idea of maybe becoming a teacher lately, and check that one out. I'll try to remember to link it down below. And the Instagram challenge was to take your current read and do a picture of it with food, and I took a picture of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda with some candy because Simon apparently had a very prominent sweet tooth throughout the entire book. And then as for my reading, I read 234 pages of Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, completing it. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. This is officially one of my favorite reads of the year and one of my favorite contemporary reads of, like, ever. I loved it so much. I tapped the hell out of it. I don't know why it took me so long to read it, but I'm so glad that I did. And that was day 5. Yeah. Which, finishing Simon, by the way, completed the challenge of reading a hyped book. Okay, day 6 is where I switched things up a bit. Well, as for the YouTube challenge, it was a minute of names where you had to find the book titles that had the first letter of each letter of your name and try to do it in 2 minutes. I did that challenge too. Link it down below. And for the Instagram challenge, it was to take one of your reads for BookTube-A-Thon and to take a picture of a book and something that kind of represents or goes with it. And I had taken a picture of Siddhartha with my mala beads, because Buddhism with elements of Buddhism. But here's where I switched things up a bit. I was originally reading Siddhartha and Stone Mattress. Siddhartha was going to be my book outside, and Stone Mattress was going to be the book that I bought because of its cover. And I realized I suck at reading short story compilations. Why are there 2 of them in this TBR? Like, sure, I read the one novella and felt satisfied with it because it's actually like a full-length novella for the Tales from Shadowhunter Academy, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to read this in a day or even a couple days, because those take me forever usually. So I decided to switch that one out for the cover by challenge, because I had also bought this, Shut Up by Cody Keplinger, for the cover. So yeah, and then I also switched to my read outside, but I will get to that when I get to day 7. But yes, I moved on to Shut Up by Cody Keplinger. most of the other books, everyone knows what they are about, but this one I don't really hear talked about as much, and this is basically kind of a feminist book, YA contemporary, about a girl. It's a retelling of an old, like, sort of Greek myth or something called, like, Lystandre or something like that, and it's about, basically there's a rivalry between the soccer team and the football team of this school that this girl goes to, and she is tired of getting put second to it, like, when it comes to her boyfriend. Like, her boyfriend will abandon her to participate in the feud and stuff. So she gathers all the girlfriends from the soccer and football teams and decides to do a sex strike. And that's what this is about. And it sounded cheesy, but I was like, after I finished Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda and loved it so much, I wanted another YA contemporary to kind of fill in the gap, because I figured it would fly by, and it did. I read the first 105 pages, day 6, that was my reading. I read the first 105 pages of this, and I was really enjoying it. And that is day 6. Finally, we're rolling up to day 7. The YouTube challenge kind of made me semi-emotional when I did the video challenge, which was book stories, which is kind of to tell a story about a book, or an experience you had with a specific book that kind of meant a lot to you in your life. So I will link that down below, and the Instagram challenge was to take a shelfie. So I have this, I've since organized my shelves, but this is kind of like the gist of how they were before, and I really liked those pictures, so I decided to post them. And as for the reading of day 7 was where I got serious as hell, because I was like, I am going to finish every single challenge and all 7 books today. So, and I had 2 assignments to turn in on Sunday, so there was just a lot of stuff going on, but I made it work. I read 168 pages of Shutout, officially completing it. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I moved on to Tank Girl Volume 2. This was just my, when I made my original TBR video, this was just going to be like my read 7 books, like the 7th book, but I decided to make my read a book outdoors, and I read this completely outside because it was nice and breezy yesterday for once in this disgusting summer. And I read the entire thing. I loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then I was like, okay, I've completed all of the technical challenges except reading 7 books. I've done everything else. So I wanted to pick out something that would go by fast, now that I had the gap. And I recently picked up At Second and Charles. My mom got it for me as a present because I said it was one of my favorite books from childhood, so I wanted to own it. And it was really cheap, and it's Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing by Judy Blume. I read this. This was the one that I just had a couple pages left that kind of leaked into past midnight, but I count it. And, yeah, I really loved it for the nostalgia factor. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I physically hated fudge so much. So much. It made me not want to have kids just reading about this freaking kid right here. But yes, I really enjoyed the writing and what happens in the book, though. So that was everything. That book was 120 pages, and Tank Girl was 120 pages as well. So, overall, throughout BookTube-A-Thon, I read 1,308 pages, and I wanted to hit 1,000 pages, even if I didn't finish all the books. So, yeah, that is my BookTube-A-Thon. I won at life, because I did every single challenge, read 7 books, did every single Instagram challenge, did every single YouTube challenge, turned in all my assignments on time, and did the fashion show, and still I was feeling bad, and I was having allergic reactions and stuff, and I just got shit done. So I didn't win any of the challenges, like the YouTube challenges or the Instagram challenges, but I still really enjoyed doing them, and, yeah, that's about it. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you would like to see more of my face and my books. Bye.